Jimmy Butler has been suspended for 2 more games by the Heat, according to our senior insider, Shams Charania. Now, keep in mind, Butler had just returned on Friday from a 7-game suspension by the team for multiple instances of what the team was calling conduct that was detrimental to the group. So, Shams.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Just Simply Sports here with me. I am Kaja. If you are new here, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you're not new, you already know it's all love, but it is not love in Miami, you guys. We have been talking about this here on my channel for a while now. So I'm like, okay, Jimmy's back. Maybe he'll finish out, the season at least, and then, go someplace else because at this point, he's definitely not going to stay there, right? We know that much. And then I'm going through my phone and I'm like, suspended again for the second time? Like, he just got back. This situation to me, you guys, has gotten so petty and personal. I feel like it's not even about. It's not even about basketball anymore. At this point, it's become about who can get who, it seems like, who can up one on who, like, oh, you want to come late, okay, you're suspended, like I'm showing up to the game and I'm wearing, sneakers that reference Phoenix Sun colors, all these different things. I'm just like, it's such a huge distraction, and it really is unfair for the rest of the Miami Heat team because they have nothing to do with the beef between Jimmy and Pat Riley. And this situation has completely overshadowed what they were really trying to do. Like Coach Spo had to literally say inside of, the press conferences, like, I'm not answering any more Jimmy Butler questions because everything is about Jimmy, 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 Jimmy. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that was Jimmy's intention, but at some point, like, you gotta do what's best for the organization. Like, you keep suspending him. Like, you guys met in person. He said he's not signing there. He's not signing anymore. Like, no way, no shape, no how. Allegedly, anyway. I wasn't there personally, but that's what sources are saying. So if that's the case, why are we holding him hostage? Like, send him someplace else. You know what I mean? It's like you can't have it both ways. You can't keep suspending him, for little things, whatever have you, because according to Jimmy, the truth is gonna come out, right? What the see what that truth is. But if you're gonna keep suspending him, and Gil Sabrina said this, and it rings true to me. Like, if you're going to keep selling in the product, why do I want him on my team? If every time I turn around, you're telling me, you're suspending him for all this behavior that's a detriment to locker room and conduct and all these different things that's not, becoming, of an NBA player who's making, millions of dollars, then why do I want to trade him to my team? Like, you're not helping to sell or make him a product that someone would want to buy and pay money for if you're going to keep going about like this. At this point, I'm like, just trade him, bench him, reduce his minutes or something, but do something because this is just crazy. And just at this point, it's just so silly and childish now.
What happened this time?
What happened this
No.
time?
Oh, yeah, you wanna... So what happened here was I'm told Jimmy Butler missed a team flight from Miami to Milwaukee.
Okay.
And he had plans to make this trip later tonight to join the team. But before he even got a chance to do so, Miami informed him to essentially stay home, that they're suspending him for this 2-game road trip in Milwaukee and in Brooklyn over the weekend. And this only continues this situation that we have, an untenable one that has continued to escalate.
We're 2 weeks away from the trade deadline. Things are just now starting to percolate a little bit. There was maybe from the outside looking in a seemingly small deal that was made last night, but it actually could potentially relate to all of this chatter about Jimmy Butler. What can you tell us about what the Suns did yesterday here, Sean?
The Suns turned their 2031 first-round pick into 3 future first-round picks, and that essentially gives them the ability to unlock their next 6 years of the draft. So instead of having just 1 first-round pick to trade, they now have 3. They've tripled their asset pool, and that's essentially, if they're going to go out and get a player like Jimmy Butler,
Okay,
you need to have a 3, 4, 5-team trade construct. In order to do that, you need more than just 1 asset to play with, and that was a lot of the motivation behind it. But there's no deal imminent as of tonight from what I'm hearing.
Okay.
And this is something the Suns and other teams are going to have to figure out.
Well, it needs to get imminent.
You know what, you guys? I don't think the Suns owner, Matt Ishbia, is one that's very smart when it comes to bringing players and trading players. I feel like obviously him being as rich as he is, he's smart when it comes to business, but I feel like when it comes to basketball, I think that he needs to be advised a little bit better. My humble personal opinion, because every time he makes these deals, like he's like pretty much giving everything that he has away. It's like you're selling the whole house, and you're really banking on and hoping and praying that this bet that you're making is gonna work itself out. You know, you brought Kevin Durant in, I get it. You know, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and then you brought back Bradley Beal in, and then you gave away pretty much all your picks on the first round, second round, third round, any kind of picks, 2025, 2031. Like you gave everything up, all the stocks that you had, like all the savings that you had, so to speak, you gave it away to bring him there. And now, you know, according to rumor mill, again, I don't know this to be true, so this is alleged, right? Because I don't have any personal insiders. They're trying to get rid of Bradley Beal, but you know he has that no trade clause, and according to him, like he's not going anywhere because nobody's spoken to him about it. You know what I mean? So they're supposed to be trying to make it, I guess, uncomfortable for him, having him come off the bench and things of that nature. So I guess he would like to leave. That man has a family, he has kids, a wife. So I think that no trade clause there is for a reason, so that he can have stability within his family and some structure. So I don't think he's just going to give it up out of nowhere. Personally, I could be wrong. That's just my humble, again, my opinions. I don't know this to all be fact. Um, but I will say now you're trying to move things around. You're giving money here. You're all these first round picks. You're giving away. You know what I mean? Like Jimmy, and I love Jimmy Butler, you guys. I am a huge fan, but Jimmy is a little bit older. He has also struggled with health. So you bring him there, you give away all these assets, and let's just say it doesn't work out this year. Then what about next year? Are you Kevin Durant's older as well? You know, Bradley Beal is not, he's not super young, but he's not old. You know, he's kind of like in between. You know what I mean? Devin Booker, you know, is the youngest one, I believe. Um, so you're giving away everything that you have to bring Jane Butler there. Again, he is needed, so I understand why. I just don't like the idea of giving up everything else to bring him there, because you need you need somebody who's healthy. And as of late, like he hasn't been healthy. You know what I mean? Obviously, he trains hard. If you follow him on Instagram, you see what he's doing. He's committed, and you know he's a dog. They can definitely use that. I understand it. So I would want to get him as well. Although I would love him to be a Golden State Warrior, it seems like the Suns are gonna they're closer to getting him. So it is what it is. I gotta just flap it out, I guess, and say congratulations. But if Jimmy's not healthy or something happens like it did last year, he gets hurt in the playoffs. Um, they struggle with health anyway. Within that big three, you have games that Kevin Durant's playing, then Devin Booker's not playing. It's Kevin Durant, it's Bradley Beal. It's Bradley Beal, it's Devin Booker, and no KD. You know, like I feel like the biggest thing that this hinges on, and the big three that they have hasn't really been big threeing, if that's even a word. I'm making up my own stuff. I'm just like, what are you gonna do? To me, I think I would just keep the big three, honestly speaking. I'm going to try to trade Bradley Bill or talk to him about it, you know what I mean, and see what he's willing to do there, so that I still have room to make sure that I can still build and you know my roster. Make sure that I have, you know, some depth on the bench. You know, I have some strong players coming off, you know, who are going to give me some good quality minutes, somebody that I can depend on. If one of my stars is hurt and they have to miss a couple of weeks or miss a couple of games, you know, again, you guys, it's just my humble opinion. You know what I mean? I'm not a, you know, NBA owner, you know. But to me, it's not wise to just keep giving away all your picks, all your capital, all your stocks, you know, to bank on one thing. And it's not as if, and I don't want to say this and be disrespectful, you know, he's the youngest chicken, you know, in the coop or the healthiest, you know, like health plays a big part. And this big three has really not reached its full potential, if you ask me, because health has been such a big determining factor. But regardless of anything, I feel like Jimmy just has to go at this point. You know what I mean? They were, to me, it looks like you were trying to suspend him or looking for a reason to, and he gave you that reason. So maybe it was intentional because he doesn't want to be with the team. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just guessing and looking at the way the chips are falling. Because Jimmy would have to know that if you come late, the way things have been going lately, like what's going to happen if you're late, and that could be why he just said, "Hey, I'm going to miss the plane. Oh, I'll come later. Oh, I'm not going to come at all. Okay, cool, fine. I don't want to be there anyway." You know what I mean? I don't know. But even before he came back off of the 7 game suspension, there was talk that he was going to allegedly they were looking for, they were going to try to extend his suspension. So to me, it's like you like looking for ways to avoid him playing with the team. Like you had a meeting, obviously it did not go well. There was no meeting of the minds. And it's a shame because I believe that Jimmy Butler named his daughter Riley after Pat Riley. So for this relationship to go as sour as it has, and I really wish they could have come to some sort of agreement because I feel like as of right now, I don't know who they're going to get in the future, but as of right now, I feel like the Heat are a lot stronger with Jimmy. I know he's older, but to me, him with everybody else is what makes the Heat who the Heat are. As of late, I'm not talking about LeBron James and Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade era. I'm talking about as of right now. You don't get to those two NBA finals without him. You just simply don't. You want to have your young guys, in my opinion. You want to have your bridge guys in between, and you want to have some vets, you know what I mean, who are going to add quality, who are assets, who are still, you know, strong NBA players, even though they're older. You know what I mean? Again, this is just my humble opinion, you guys. As I always say, this is my fan perspective here. I don't have any firsthand inside knowledge, right? I'm just talking to you guys. Um, but this whole thing has become a distraction. It is so much bigger than just basketball. It's become personal. And I think because at one point they both had such admiration and respect for one another that this has gotten to a low level. And it's like the point of no return. And they both seem to be pretty stubborn and strong in their convictions. Nobody wants to bend. Nobody wants to compromise. Everybody's like, look, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm at. Like nobody's like, okay, I'll meet you here. Okay, well, I'll meet you there. There's no compromise here. There's no compromise. Then let's just end it and let Jimmy go someplace else once and for all. Because you can't have it both ways. You can't keep looking for ways to suspend him. You can't keep reducing his minutes and then saying, oh, well, he doesn't want to play, or he's not, doing his best, or he's not out there trying as hard. But then you're reducing his minutes and his usage rate, and we can look at it and see it's gone down. Have him standing in the corner when he's not used to standing in a corner. So you can't do those things and then keep putting it all on him like you don't have any part in why things are looking the way that it's looking. You know what I mean? Like, so you got to make a decision. Is it more important for you as Pat Riley to be right, or is it more important for you to get this team back on track because we're at the halfway mark of the season going into All-Star weekend, and then after that everybody's going to pick up the energy, trying to vie in for playoffs and seeding, all those different things playing in or whatever have you, which is really more important. Because if you keep going like this, if I'm an owner and I see all this, I'm like, I don't know. Jimmy seems cool, but I don't know if I want that in my locker room, or is it that he's a detriment to the team, or is it you? I don't know, but it seems like a lot of drama surrounding that. So I really want that on my team. I want to mess with the synergy I have over here in my organization. You know what I mean? Because it's cool on this side. I don't want to bring no craziness over here. You know what I mean? Nevertheless, you guys, I'm just curious of your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this situation. I look forward to reading your comments.